theological teeth on the works of Francis Schaeffer. He was a powerful influence, helped me to learn how to think theologically. One of his books was entitled He Is There and He Is Not Silent, a book about God. And that title, those categories have been pretty influential in my thinking. God is there and God is not silent. I often think about the difference it makes that the God who is there is a God who is not silent, a God who shows and speaks, a God who makes himself known. We're beginning a sermon series here at the church on the Ten Commandments. At the heart of the Ten Commandments is the idea that these are words that God spoke. These are not words that human beings came up with out of a committee process. Instead, these were words directly spoken to the human family by a direct act of God. The defining parable of our time is that parable about the blind men and the elephant. You know it. The blind men are brought one by one into a courtyard where an elephant is present, and they touch different parts of the elephant, each one announcing that he knows what an elephant is like. One grabs hold of the elephant's leg and says, well, an elephant's like a tree. One, the tail, elephant's like a rope. One, the elephant's here. One is an elephant's like a mat that we sleep on. Another one, the elephant's trunk. An elephant's like a hose. At the end of the parable, the question is asked, so who was right? And the answer is, to some degree, they are all right. They all have a piece of it. And that's a parable about the diversity of our understandings. And there's certainly place for that in our conversations. It's a parable about pluralism, and I'm a fan of that. But the parable changes the minute you understand that there is someone who can see. The minute that there is someone who is there who can see what the blind men are doing, the minute you postulate that there's someone there who can speak to what the blind men are doing, the story changes. I think that's the difference that God makes for us. He is there, and he is not silent. He is a God who helps us pull together all of our varied experiences and understandings and gives us access to a truth that we might otherwise not have. He is there, he is not silent, and I, for one, am so glad that he is.